If it's not on Prime TV 2, verify it. Our dedicated reporters across the country bring you accurate, well-researched news, keeping you informed 24/7. Catch us on Topstar Channel 110 and follow us on Facebook at Prime TV 2 Zambia. Prime TV 2, the home of breaking news.
You live on Topstar Channel 110 and streaming on our Facebook page, PTV2 Zambia. Now let's take a quick look at stories making headlines. Senior Chief Musele of the Lunda-speaking people in Kalumbila district has abandoned his temporary palace located behind Kisasa Market. Western Province delimitation hearings exposed development gaps and spark calls for new constituencies after 15-year style. With the news in detail, my name is Maidon Kilalo. Senior Chief Musele of the Lunda-speaking people in Kalumbila district has abandoned his temporary palace located behind Kisasa Market, citing serious security concerns. The traditional leader left the premises mid-morning. Around the same time, a mob killed a 46-year-old woman accused of causing men's private parts to disappear last week. In a telephone interview with PTV2 News, Chief Musele described the situation in Kisasa as volatile and unsafe. Jackson Mwansa has the details.
Senior Chief Musele of the Lunda-speaking people in Kalumbila district of Northwestern Province has fled his palace with his family, citing security concerns following the mob killing in Kisasa. The senior chief left his palace mid-morning around the time the killing occurred. He described the situation as volatile and dismissed social media claims linking the victim to his palace as false.
When officers arrived at the scene to rescue the woman, they were all attacked and beaten. Everyone was left with no option, started running, tampering in no direction for safety. And they promised. So the allegation of saying I can send someone away, it's not true. People must understand how Senior Chief Musele values the life of a human being. I had some serious developmental engagement outside the province, but decided to turn my steering wheel back to the palace after being informed of the situation.
He added that Kisasa Market will remain closed until those responsible are brought to justice, as sub-chiefs consult on the way forward.
As long as culprits are shielded, culprits are hidden, I don't think if the market will open so soon. I don't think.
Shakamahamu na nganda yetu muneni kulokudechi chuma chidomo cha kushakamahamu na nganda muneni na kushikija kwa hapa kwa wanyana kuya na kuhansa ngema businesses ana kisiki mashops ma markets.
We understand that yes, it has brought economic impact negatively. Yes, people will be impacted negatively, but it is just a good idea that people should be sensitized in that way so that they stop this criminal violence. And His Royal Highness emphasized that the market will be opened after scrutinizing.
The unrest has disrupted daily life, with families relocating, businesses shut, transport affected, and school attendance at Kisasa Primary School dropping sharply, with only 7 pupils out of nearly 4,000 attending classes. Jackson Mwansa reporting for Brand Television News in Kalumbila district of Northwestern.
The Electoral Commission of Zambia says that Western Province light long-standing developmental challenges in the region. Western Province, one of Zambia's largest and most sparsely populated areas, with 16 districts, has historically lagged behind in infrastructure development, largely due to its difficult terrain and limited industrial activity. During the Commission's sitting, Nalolo District Civil Society representative and Sako District Coordinator Mundia Songiso drew laughter and applause after kneeling before ECZ Chairperson Mwangala Zalomes and the commissioners as he passionately appealed for the creation of a new constituency in Nalolo. Joseph Tamalibanda has the details.
And comprising 16 districts has historically lagged behind in infrastructure development, often characterized as a rural-focused province with limited major industrial activity. While it has traditionally faced slower development compared to other regions, development has been historically difficult due to the challenging terrain, including deep Kalahari sands and season flooding in the Barose floodplains, which increase the cost and complexity of constructing all-weather roads.
If you have to go through Kalabo, we have to pass through Mongo. When we reach Tapo, we have to pay the toll gate. Then we go to Kalabo. Then that's when we use the sandy route going to Liliach, where that may, I'm sure it's about 270 something kilometers from the Mungu Senanga road, where Moyo is. And if you have to use the other route going to Senanga through Sioma, Senanga, Sioma, and then Shangom. That's when we reach our district. So administratively, it's very difficult to handle. So that's why we are asking that our report should be considered so that the other constituents will have their own constituency offices and probably even the vehicles that will service the constituents. And the eastern constituents also have the same provisions. So that maybe it will be easy for our administrators to handle the what?
Presentation is divided into two main sectors by the Zambezi River, two main sections, if you want, the west and the east. So for me to move, to go and check on a project on the western bank, I have to spend a night across because I do not have access to the shortcut to the district, to the other side of the district. I have to go through other districts. For instance, if we need to move on the southern side, I have to go to Senanga. From Senanga, I move to Sioma. From Sioma, I move to Shangombo. From Shangombo, then I move to, that's when I reach the western side of the. So it is really not ideal for me to go outside the district to reach the other.
The other parts in the northern part where we want to establish a new constituency, that's the area that is really lagging behind in terms of development. Because most of the area there, they are just plains, open plains, which get flooded during the wet season. And those areas, they need connections so that they're connected to each other in terms of roads, network, bridges, which are in a deplorable situation. So the call for an extra constituency for Mandi actually has come at the right time.
With hopes of delimitation, Western Province remains alive to developmental aspiration as more new constituencies would open the region to development. Joseph Tamaribanda reporting for Prime TV News in Western Province.
From the eastern part of Zambia, Christopher Basilio Banda reports that government has released over 300,000 kwacha to Hillside Girls Secondary School in Chipata for the completion of the school hall, which stood for over 15 years. Hillside Girls Secondary School head teacher Liz Zulu disclosed this when Eastern Province Education Officer Blenley Malambo toured the project in Chipata. Ms. Zulu said that the construction of the school hall, which commenced in 2010, was started with funding from contributions of parents, amounting to 48,000 kwacha, and stalled since then due to inadequate funding. Details in the following report.
Hillside Girls Secondary School is one of the oldest schools for girls in Chipata with a population of over 1,000 pupils. The school has been operating without a school hall, leaving the school with no room for entertainment and other activities. Government, through the Ministry of Education, has however funded the school with over 380,000 kwacha for the completion of an entertainment hall which stalled 15 years ago due to lack of funds.
It started in 2010. So for me, this hall has stalled for over a decade. It is now 16 years when it started. At one stage, we even went into involving parents to contribute 100 kwacha, of which they did. We raised 48,000. But that 48,000 was not enough. That's how we saw it fit to request to our able father, who was able to respond with immediate attention. The amount of the money that we received, 380,000. So this amount of money, we will be able to complete this hall.
Eastern Province Education Officer Brenny Malambo, who toured the project, has called for prudent use of the money received for the project.
That you, my children, begin learning in a happy environment. That is the only way that you show appreciation. And when you do very well as a girl child, Zambia will benefit. We have to complete this work. And
contributions from parents has finally been funded for completion.
Very glad, very happy to see our government coming in after a long period, a long struggle to accomplish the mission of the hall. This appears like there was war here. It doesn't look good, especially for the king, where there is no flow. It was not giving you a good environment to write examinations.
Christopher Basilio Banda, Prime TV News in Chipata, Eastern Province.
From the east, we take you to Luapula Province, where a youth in Mansa District, Wangani Kaira, has called for adjustments to the work experience requirements on the recently launched Imisepela application, an initiative introduced by President Hakainde Hichilema. Wangani, who is Executive Director of Youth Connect, says the initiative is commendable as it aims to connect young people to jobs, internships, entrepreneurship support, and funding opportunities. He has, however, expressed concern about the work experience requirements attached to most opportunities on the platform. Wangani says there is need to adjust the experience requirements to make the platform more inclusive, especially for recent graduates who may not yet have formal work experience. More in the following report.
He is browsing job opportunities on the recently launched application called Imisepela, a platform designed to connect Zambian youths with jobs, internship, entrepreneurship support, and funding opportunities. Wangani Kaira, who is Executive Director for a youth-led organization called Youth Connect, has praised government for the initiative. However, he has also called for adjustments to the work experience required on the app to make it more accommodative to young people who are just starting their careers.
First and foremost, as young people of Luapula Province and as a youth-led organization here in Luapula Province, we wish to commend government for responding to the cries of the so many young people across the country, especially where issues of job creation, employment opportunities are a concern. Government just recently launched an application called Imisepela, which is actually a digital platform where these young people can fully access various employment opportunities, even just funding opportunities. Young people can access loans, grants, and also capacity building opportunities. So we wish to actually commend government for this very progressive initiative, while we still continue to commend and appreciate these progressive initiatives by government. We also appeal to government to make adjustments, especially where work experience is a concern on the Imisepela application, so that it is more accommodative, so that even, young people who are actually graduating today from schools can fully access such opportunities.
He has further called for prudent use of digital platforms among young people.
As a youth-led organization from Luapula Province, we also urge our fellow young people to make good use of these digital platforms. I know we are in a digital world and everything has actually gone digital, and information is much more easier to access nowadays. So we urge young people to make good use of these digital platforms to act and appeal to government that in as much as these initiatives are quite progressive, especially the digital platforms, but we've actually also noted with concern that not much of digital literacy has actually been done, especially to the young people of today. So we urge and appeal to government that let us take advantage, especially of these youth-led organizations that are working tirelessly with these young people, so that these mentorship programs can actually be rolled out within within these communities, so that young people can be more sensitized, more coached on how to make use of these digital platforms.
Pasco Mukabira, Prime TV News, in Mansa District, Luapula Province.
Girls at Michael Chilufya Girls Boarding Secondary School in Isoka District of Mchinga Province have been forced to attend classes and reside at Isoka Boys Boarding Secondary School due to prolonged delays in the construction of their school. For over a decade, the learners have been sharing classrooms and other facilities with their male counterparts as their own school remains incomplete. The situation has raised concern among stakeholders who cite congestion and an unconducive learning environment affecting both pupils and teachers. More in the following report with Richard.
More than 10 years after it was opened, Michael Chilufya Boarding Secondary School is still operating without its own infrastructure, forcing learners to share facilities with Isoka Boys Boarding Secondary School. The situation has raised concern among both pupils and teachers, who say learning conditions have not been conducive due to congestion and limited space.
Face challenges throughout our education journey. Dr. Mangwe, our school has been squatting here for a consecutive 10 years. We have committed teachers do not have a staff room, poor sanitation, and grappling with few learning spaces.
I've been squatting since 2016. Just imagine a girl child squatting at a boys' school. So there are a number of challenges which we are facing as the Michael Chilufya town. It has also increases in the number of pregnancies and early marriages, because the majority of learners are just squatting in small houses around the compound. So the government should do something to our school so that we can move to our school as soon as possible.
Stakeholders are now appealing to higher authorities to urgently address the matter and ensure that the school is completed. However, there is renewable hope after the Minister of Education Permanent Secretary for Technical Services, Dr. Kelvin Mambo, assured learners that the construction works at the girls' boarding school will be completed within the year.
Tremendous progress. The works resumed. A number of facilities are almost ready. We're envisaging opening this school by the end of the year. Come January, you should have your own school. We are doing in Mchinga province, we are completing the 5 day schools which stalled. We're also completing the 3 boarding schools which are stalled. And in addition to those, there are 8 secondary schools which we are building. And these schools will equally be completing either end of this year or early next year.
A check by this reporter found that the contractor is currently on site, with works progressing. Reporting from Isoka District in Mchinga Province, for Prime Television News, I'm Richard Simbaya.
Well, that item from Chinga ends the news flash on Prime TV2, the home of breaking news. Let's take a recap of stories that made headlines. Senior Chief Musele of the Lunda speaking people in Kalumbila district has abandoned his temporary palace located behind Kisasa Market. Western Province delimitation hearing exposed development gaps and spark calls for new constituencies. The government has released 300,000 kwacha to complete Hillside Girls School in Chipataho after 15 years trial. Thank you so much for staying with us. But for these and other stories, like our Facebook page, that is PTV2 Zambia. On behalf of the entire news and the production crew, my name is Maidon Kiralo. Stay tuned.
Why keep your business in the dark? Shine a spotlight on your brand with Prime TV2.
Has been assaulted by the ant.
Zambia's first ever 24-hour news channel, and it cast on Topstar Channel 110 DTH platform.
It's projects that have been dotted across the country.
Everybody chose primarily me, the taste of home. Primarily me, the taste of home. Primarily me, the taste of home. Mama in the kitchen, we never eat alone. Primarily me, the taste of home.
Prime Mill Meal, pure, proudly Zambian, the taste of home.
What do we stand for? We stand for possibility, for the belief that every tomorrow begins with a choice made today. We stand for growth, for curiosity that pushes boundaries, for knowledge that prepares you not just to adapt, but to lead. We stand for community, for minds that don't just think, but connect, for hands that don't just build, but uplift. We stand for experiences that shape you, for friendships that anchor you, for courage that carries you beyond this place. Here you become more than a student. You become a maker of solutions, a believer in dreams, a contributor to something greater than yourself. This is where purpose meets possibility. This is where futures are built. Charles Brook Bassar University, where you stand for what matters.
Start your day with Sunrise Breakfast Show. The flagship morning show on Prime TV2. Wake up to breakfast news as it happens.
What if your name where?
In-depth discussions on the day's top stories, live reporter check-ins from across the country, expert analysis on government policies and their impact, the latest in local and the international sports. Catch us on Topstar Channel 110 and follow us on Facebook at PTV2 Zambia.
Sunrise Breakfast.
Sunrise Breakfast Show, only on Prime TV2, the home of breaking news.
What is love if you don't give it away?
Want to charm a woman anyway, because you are built to pursue.
A purpose marriage, really, and it takes a lot of intentionality.
True companionship is not proximity. It is a mutual knowing. Intentional love will always win. Join us for Love Diaries, where couples share their love stories, play fun games, and more. Love Diaries, where love is honest, learning is constant, and conversations matter. Love Diaries, love will always win.
Takulandirani kuno kuli Dr. Makanjira amene akupezeka mboma la Mumbwa. Tikuziwa kuti anthu ena imwenda mwa madokta zosiyana-siyana kapena kuti azisinga ngosiyana-siyana kumaloza ndalama zanu. Koma chimene timakamba amene mukutiza kuti Dr. Makanjira kulibe kuyesa, ndipo mufunika kuziwa kuti Dr. Makanjira kulibe kuyesa. aliyense wamene azotoka kuti mavuto akasiyana-siyana atumire Dr. Makanjira akuthandizeni, kaya kusowa kuti mu nyumba mulibe mwana, kaya kuti ndikutupa kwa miyendo Dr. Makanjira zamakwanirisa. Koma ndikupempha inu omvera kuna kulikonse amene timvera kuti kuli Dr. Makanjira kulibe zoyesa. Aliyense amene akutenga namba yafunika kaya cholinga chamene kukamba kuti kuli Dr. Makanjira kulibe kuyesa azimayi azibambuna kulikonse kutimvera. Dr. Makanjira kupezeka mboma la Mumbwa, mukafika pa Mumbwa prison paja funsani unaliyesu kuti Dr. Makanjira apezeka kuti aza kuuzani. Koma meti makamba kuti ena mkulira kuti anaenda ukuzibzana sizina ngusoke. Chamene ngakamba for example chachisanzo kapena kuti example. Ndichokuti ngati mwatenga muhalo wachikonde kuli Dr. Makanjira sunagwira ntchito Dr. Makanjira aza kupozani ndrama yanu. Ndime tukamba kuli Dr. Makanjira. Ndime tukambira kuti kaulapeda ngomena madauta kuti Dr. Makanjira sangafike ife kuna kuli konse kwa mwatifuna ife tingabwere ngati mukuyopa kuti ine silifuna kuti ndibwere ku office kwanu ife timafika pa nyumba pano kusebenzerani pathandizo amene mufuna ndipena masoza Dr. Makanjira ifika kuti kuchallenge pano kuti kuli Dr. Makanjira kulibe kuyesa kani pa nyumba pano ife timafika kugwira ntchito amene mufuna ino.
Mushe mwalikwata Top Star Decoder. Mushe mwalishiwa kutila kuti mwatamba Prime TV2 Zambia pa channel 110 nga chakutira mlefu okumva amaliashi ayalekanalekana okufuma kunchende ishapusana. Bakanyekanye mukumipekanisisha amaliashi konse kuntumletu mfuila maliba abaiteanya inchita yonse kumulabasa wenu wa Prime TV2. Prime TV2 omulabasa wenu kumaliashi nembila nsuma mumishi yenu.
Ndine Dr. Kulomana, Dr. Amene akuthandiza anthu osiyana-siyana mu Zambia muno. Muperekeseso mbiri konsekonse ukuli kumene ndimupita anthuwo ndimwauze chiona chene eziko mukwambira mayi.
My name is Jeff Perry from Chipata. I came to see Dr. Nkoromana for a financial problem that I've had for a long time. Now I'm able to live a meaningful life.
9 months leza mimba ya huyu mwana 9 months but sinezo paka puno mimba inauka mpaka kufika 10 months. So natamba kwa Dr. Komare pa TV. So nipamene nanyamuka yatenga phone number nanyamuka nobwera kuno. But kufika kuno nanipasa bananithandiza. Bananuza ti mzaenda lero clinic mchakala na mwana. Chakuma mzaenda mailo chakuma 9 hours ishumini na mwana. But tinaenda 9 hours exact napezeka na baby boy.
Linto naleta mbapa TV na ishire umfwa balela nda paiba na alima ndipantanshi na alishitana moto kei na totera.
Mankwalanga ine sintenga kuno ndimatenga Mozambique ndikumulanje. Pamene ndimatenga. Ati ndimathandiza mankwala osiyana-siyana.
For more information, contact us on 0211 261242.